Yeah.
We invite you to get up and call a friend and tell them that New Hope is on live. This is the day that the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. And now, our pastor, the Reverend Dr. Robert L. Jeffrey Sr.
Everybody clap your hand, come on. Listen to New Hope Missionary Baptist Church every Sunday, 10:45 a.m.
This is a Rainier Avenue radio message on fentanyl awareness in our communities.
Sought out Percocet and from the street dealer, and it was 100% fentanyl, and it instantly killed him.
You've seen young people trying drugs for the first time without realizing there's fentanyl in their drugs, overdose. I see the eyes of the people who I was not able to save. And not only have I seen people out on the streets overdose, but I had friends who have overdosed as well. I don't think people understand how all-encompassing, how fentanyl can take over somebody. They're just not themselves. They're a totally different person. And it's so addictive. They're just chasing their next high.
This has been a Rainier Avenue radio message on fentanyl in our communities.
Ladies and gentlemen.
You ready for this?
This is Rainier Avenue Radio.World, the station that cares about our community.
Yeah.
Well, hello, everyone, and thank you for joining us on our 200th episode of Real Estate and Money. How's everybody doing?
Oh, I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing good. Okay, our background's kind of funky there, but
yes,
that looks a little different.
But
yeah, it does say Real Estate and the 200th episode.
Yes, we are celebrating our 200th
Well, we thank you so much for joining us.
Oh my gosh.
That's quite a lot. 200 episodes. So we started in October of 2020?
No, it was our first episode was actually a feng shui episode. So we were like the beginning of the year, I believe. January
2000.
Right? Yeah.
January 2021.
And
that was
right. Let me tell you this, you guys. I went into this kicking and screaming because I had always said, no, not going to do a radio thing, a video thing, nothing. I want to hear myself. Don't want to see myself. Tony Benton, our fearless leader at Rainier Avenue Radio, had always talked to me. It was fun working there together, getting the station going, and he thought maybe I could do a show back then. I said, oh, hell no. Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
But then, I've known Tina for a long time. And after I got out of the radio business, I was talking to Tina, and she was my lender of choice when I went into real estate, because at the time I was in broadcast sales. And I've been doing that for a number of years. And way back then, Tina and I met at KGNW and Radio Soul. So she was with me on the radio side. She went on to mortgages, or went back to mortgages. I continued on and ended up my last broadcast gig was at Rainier Avenue Radio. And
yes.
And Tina says, we need to get a show. I'm going, no, not doing that. But like I said, kicking and screaming went into it. About how many years now? A couple of years? 3?
Yeah, it's been a while. Well, let's just say, let's go way back. So I met you. Let's just give a little history of how.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Just how it got started. And it came from the brainchild of me and Violeta. So Violeta, tell us a little bit about your history before I met you at the radio station. Tell them about your advertising background and your Latina.
Before the radio station?
Yes.
Gee. Okay, we won't say how many
television sales.
years, cumulative, okay, folks? But I
Okay.
was, I got a degree at University of Washington in communications, advertising. Went on to work at Cairo News Radio, interned there, and finished up. And then I went into the agency side. So I worked for a big agency in town, Coldwell Advertising. I did that for a number of years and left. I was a broadcast director. So I bought media of all kinds and ran a group of media buyers. And then I said, got to make some money. I'm going to go into sales. So I went to broadcast sales, went to King Broadcasting, and then Salem Communications. After a few, I disappeared for a little bit from the scene because I had kids. And then I went back and worked for Sandusky Radio. And then Salem Communications found me. And then I went from running a group of 6 stations in that group to managing and breaking off kind of and starting a Spanish language radio. And at the time, there was one longstanding radio station in Spanish language here in Seattle. And then I brought one on. Then I brought another one on within the same group. I converted a third station from that Salem radio group to multicultural radio, and needed to get the Filipino voices, Chinese, all of that into the community, get into all the different communities and have them have a voice on the air. And then I left there, from Spanish language radio, went to Spanish language TV with Fisher Communications, the Como TV group. And then I did that for a couple of years, got them started, and that was a heck of a lot of fun, and decided, I need to go back to doing my own thing, went into advertising again on my own, and got into Rainier Avenue Radio at the very end of all that. Yeah, so then decided to get into real estate. Why? You ask?
Right.
You ask me why?
Yes.
Why? Because
let's go back to Salem. Let's go back to Salem. So Salem actually is a giant corporation, a giant media mogul, and they actually had Christian radio. So me and Violeta met there, and Violeta was my sales manager, and we sold Christian radio. But then the Latina segment actually started opening up. I think we had like 3 Latina radio stations. Radio Soul. Remember Radio Soul? And
that was
Ramirez
the baby.
Was
that was my big baby. Yes. Yeah.
So it was pretty big to have the Spanish
station. Yeah. Then we flipped another station with that group into Spanish K Life or La Jefa.
Yes.
And I was La Jefa, the boss.
Okay. Yes. So Violeta, let me tell you something. Violeta knew everybody in the Hispanic community. And I remember during 911, I was actually at the radio station with V during 911. And of course, all the advertising on the Christian radio stations just went to zero. And if it weren't for the Spanish advertising and Spanish radio, none of us would have jobs. So we actually went out there and sold a lot of advertising on the Hispanic radios. So V was also talking to a lot of VJs, a lot of DJs, a lot of on-air talent. And this talent that she had on the air at Salem actually developed quite a following, and they went into television. And that was the doing of Violeta. So a lot of these Spanish radio, Spanish television stations that you see there in the Seattle area, V was very instrumental in putting Spanish television on the air in the Seattle area. Okay, she's just being very modest right now. But then she had the international station. I remember Koya Burt, and I remember Slugo Bigor, good friends of mine. And I know they were doing like different radio things. I think Nasty Ness also was helping us with some stuff. But I said, hey, let's get them involved with Violeta. So I called V up. I said, listen, I got some uncles here, Slugo and Burt, Uncle Burt. Let's go, Koya Burt. Let's go ahead and get them on the air. And so that's how Violeta met them. And, she was very active in getting them on the air, supporting them. This is a national radio station, and we got them on the air. So we're very proud to say the Filipino community was represented. Of
Yeah.
course, they were very, very close to me for many, many years as a young lady growing up, and so we were very excited to support them in their endeavors. And so I know I moved to Colorado, and I was living my life and raising my kids, and V's like, hey, this is what's going on. This is what I'm doing. This is what's going on. And so one year, I remember she kept saying, we're going to do this on the radio. We're going to do that on the radio. And I said, V, let's just stop. Let's just do our own television radio thing. Let's just us do it, because we're pulling all these people together. We're giving all these ideas, and, let's just do it. So that's how we started to do the television show, do radio, to do this now. So
yeah, and we at the time we had a third host, Elsie Shadoin, that was on
Elsie.
Yeah, she's another real estate agent in town, and she's with Keller Williams, and she has been back on the air with
Elsie. Was a sweetheart. Elsie, I knew Elsie, and I introduced her to Violeta, but she was. Elsie was just a fantastic person. I was so impressed by her. Just loved her. And I said, V, you have got to meet Elsie. And all three of us got together and just synergized. And a little bit back my background history. I graduated from the University of Central Washington University, Business Administration and Marketing. And I worked as a stockbroker. Then I started working at the bank and did very, very well in the bank. I was like the #1 loan officer in 5 states of the U.S. Bank. They were only in 5 states at that time. And one of the reasons is why, because I was doing a Filipino television show. I did it for 5 years, and we were voted the #1 public access television show for 3 years in a row in the state of Washington. And it was also international. We were always showing in the Philippines and that sort of thing. Well, I did that until I had both my babies, and then it got to be way too much. And for whatever reason, I got somebody introduced me to TBN, and I started doing television shows on the Turner Broadcast Network, the Christian mogul, and I did that for maybe 3 or 4 years there in Washington. And then when I moved up to Denver, I was here at the TBN TV station here in Denver. And I also did Aurora Television, which is another city here. And so, I did that like crazy. And I really could never talk about mortgages on TBN. I couldn't talk about doing homes. I couldn't talk about banking on TBN because it was a Christian Christian television station. Even with Aurora Television, I really couldn't sit there and talk about mortgages. So as I was telling Violeta, hey, we got to do this, we got to do that, we got to let the viewers know, blah, blah, blah. And so that's how real estate and money, actually, came into being. And, it's been a delight. So Violeta and me and I, when we were at Salem Communications and we met, first of all, I was like this, because they're like, well, she's just this and she's just that. And she's just the best this and best that. I'm like, really? Then I meet her. I remember going into her office one time, and we were laughing so hard that the station manager, David Fitz, came in, opened up her sales office door and said, shut up, or something. I can't remember. He's like, quiet down, shut up. And he closed the door. And we just started rolling on the floor laughing. Just rolling on the floor laughing. I remember I just thought to myself, we're going to be friends for life. We're going to be friends for life. But
we were always talking about our people, the Filipinos, the crazy Filipinos, and all their traditions and all the things. And we would try to talk Tagalog, and we would talk about the food and all the people, and it was just so dang funny to have someone with the same interests and the same heart to work with. And so a life is full of it's hard work.
It's hard work.
You need to laugh at times.
Well, can you imagine that?
The point to laugh.
Well, can you imagine us two little Filipino ladies running around selling radio advertising on Spanish radio? People are like, do you speak Spanish? We're like, no. So,
no, but they do.
A lot of
our on-air people do.
Well, like Macy's. I had like some grocery stores and food stands, and I had a whole bunch of different people that spoke English. But this little Filipino lady is running around selling Spanish radio and Spanish television. I mean, we're kind of like icons, right? V's an icon. V is absolutely an icon. But she has been my my media sister. She's been my media sister. She knows this. She's been my real close friend, media sister. So, it's a chance for me to talk to Violeta every week, basically.
It's far away, but yet, it seems like we always pick up the phone and talk to each other and laugh even more.
Yeah.
Now that we get together, older, we know a lot of things. And actually, Tina, you should play that little thing that you sent me last night, message.
Which
with
one?
The Tinikling, the dance.
Oh, yeah. The Tinikling with the dogs. Doing the Tinikling.
That's a traditional Filipino dance, and with bamboo sticks, moving rapidly on the floor. And these people got their dogs to do the dance, and I can't even do the dance. I know probably Tina can, yeah, but we talk a lot about, we bring a lot of what we know, what our culture is about into the show as well, because we always want to support our community, but we have at times supported other communities too, like the Hispanics, the Chinese, Korean,
Vietnamese, Japanese,
so many different folks that we do, and we talk about what's relevant right now for these communities, for ourselves, for what's happening right now. In real estate, we try to keep everybody current. That's what the show is about, to talk about a little bit about real estate. And Tina, she talks about what's happening in the mortgage world, loans, and how to get into a house, how to afford, a new home or sell a home. We cover it all.
Well, here's the thing is, when I met Violeta, Violeta was just so sweet. Everybody loved her. End of story. Everywhere we worked, people wanted to hang out with her, not me, but they didn't want to hang out with her. It was just so much fun. She's so loving. But she was always talking about people, hey, they don't have a house and blah, blah, blah. So her heart and her passion was always in, helping the community. And mine always was like, getting us into homes, building our wealth, generational wealth, and the whole Philippine struggle. I was part of the Filipino community for years, and that was the struggle. And so we kind of got together, and I just figured who better to be with than somebody who's actually compassionate about the community. And Violeta is very smart. She's very swift. Everybody knows her. She's got a genuine heart of gold. And I'm thinking, what better place to be on, Rainier Avenue world. That's my old stomping grounds. Rainier Avenue, Columbia City, Rainier Beach. That's my old stomping grounds.
Talk about diversity. That's where it is. Across the country, you won't find another community like the Rainier Valley here in Seattle. That
98118 is like the most diverse zip code in the United States. That's where I grew up. And to me, it's home. It's still home to me, and so, just to get on the air and talk about how we can empower ourselves, that's great. I talk to my friends all the time. They're like, hey, I bought this house. I didn't buy this house. I want to invest. I want to buy, something else. I want to buy in Mexico. I want to buy in Canada, what have you. And we just wanted to offer information to people, and it's been quite enlightening.
Yeah. We cover everything that has to do with buyers. So Tina can help all these buyers get a home. And then we talk about sellers and what they need to do to get their homes ready to sell. And that we have lack of inventory of right now. Talk about open houses. And then we have brought on guests. Who are some of your favorite guests, Tina, that we've
my friend Rachel Gonzalez is one of my I got two favorite guests. One of them is Rachel Gonzalez, when she came on and she talked about financial literacy, and she's just she's so smart, and has avenues for people to build their wealth, especially for women and single women too. Yes, she was one of my favorite. And another was my friend Pepper Sanchez. And Pepper actually, is from Immaculate Conception Church in Seattle. She lives here in Colorado, but she came on. And I think we got like 700 views or something that show, but she really was talking about the heart of the community also, and then our friend Auntie Gussie's nephew here. What's his name again?
Her son, Joey.
Her son. Yes. He came on about 3 times, didn't he?
Yeah. Several times. Talk about interior design, trends, colors. That was great to have him on board. And we've had other specialists from other facets of home ownership, like an HVAC person. I went to East Hill Nursery to talk to the people there about what the planning season is at the time. So we've had some fun episodes. Oh, well, what else have we? Insurance. Right now with the fires in California, insurance is huge. You better be prepared for any disaster in your area. We had a windstorm here in Seattle, and fallen trees, damaged homes, and a while back also the landslide in the Oso area north of Seattle. there are disasters that we all have to be prepared for.
Mhm.
We do segments on emergency preparedness, but insurance, you've had your insurance friend on board?
Yes, we've
Talking
had my
to
insurance friend on board too.
folks? Yeah, about
Yes.
how important it is to
Yeah,
have
how it,
that
Mhm.
ready.
Oh, yeah, we've had that. But we've had people talk about mental health on here. We've had people talk about the weather. We've had people talk about credit repair.
Yes.
A lot of times, yeah. So we had people. We've got some great guests on here. If you know of people who would like to be on our show to share their expertise, please do have them call us. But absolutely, V. I mean, we've had some good people on here.
Yeah, we
Yes.
had
Mhm.
roofing covered, solar panels,
Mhm.
flipping. Elsie came back and talked about flipping homes.
Yes.
And of course, interior design. My brother was on talking about scents in your home, especially candles.
Yes.
That.
Mhm.
And man cave. We talked about man caves during the football, sports season. Outdoor
Mhm.
space. I did a little thing, do-it-yourself fire pit. One of our early shows, I did that.
Yes.
How
Yes.
embarrassing. Have I done one of those myself? No. I will buy a fire pit before I put one of those together, but it looked like it could be really easy to do.
Yes.
That's what I said on my
Well, you've done
demonstration.
landscaping though. We've done landscaping though too, right?
Yeah.
Yes, we've done landscaping, and that includes the fire pit.
Yeah. Yeah. Outdoor space. Tina, talk about your neighbor. We talked about outdoor space and how to, make sure that you're not looking into your neighbors, encroaching on your neighbors. Talk about that one real quick.
Which one?
A neighbor of yours that with the hot tub next. Was that you?
Oh yeah, yes. Okay. Yes, I had a neighbor, not the one now, but I had a neighbor before where they had these crazy parties, rhymes with cop or pop, rhymes with that type of parties. And they had kind of we have like trees in between us, but their hot tub was right there where you can see everything. So we talked about how to be discreet with your backyard. So you don't offend your neighbors. Okay, so we did talk about that. Or there's underage kids in the neighborhood. We talked about how to be discreet. Yeah. So yes, we've talked about that.
Yes.
We've talked about also vacation rentals.
Yeah.
And buying a second home. So
yeah. I was just in Hawaii for my son's wedding, and what a beautiful place to vacation and detox from your day-to-day cold weather.
Yeah.
Yeah. Work week and to maybe consider buying a beach, there's options for VRBOs and Airbnbs that we've talked about up and down the Washington coast as well, and inland into the mountains. Cle Elum is a great place. A lot of snow birds that we have.
Yeah.
There's so many things here in Washington. You got the water, you got, inland, dry areas, and then you got the mountains. So
yes,
we have everything here. And I know Denver does too.
Well, we want to invite you. I mean, like Violeta was saying, Denver does too. If you like our shows, you can go to YouTube and you can look up Real Estate and Money, Rainier Avenue Road. And we've got a lot of episodes like a library. You can look through there. And so a lot of things apply to Colorado. A lot of our subjects apply to Washington State or just all over. So, I just think it's very important for us to save our show and come back to it. We're always on YouTube.
We've got our phone numbers somewhere.
We got our phone numbers yet. Let's put our phone numbers down really quick. I don't know if you can put it down, Daniel.
Daniel, can you get our phone numbers up? Because we would love for you to hear from you. Talk about what you want to talk about, what you want to hear about, learn about. And if you have any specific questions or areas of the home that you'd like for us to focus on, a bathroom, a kitchen. We did a bit about celebrating family celebrations during Thanksgiving in the big open space kitchen, family room concept, open. Yep. So, do give us a call, reach out to us, and you can find episodes like Tina said on YouTube. You're frozen.
Yeah. Well, I think we got some announcements really quick.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. So next
ahead.
Monday, the 20th, we're going to celebrate Martin Luther King as we cover the 42nd Seattle Martin Luther King March and rally starting at 11 a.m. We have a brand new show tonight. Thought Life joins Monday night lineup for Rainier Avenue Radio this Monday at 5 p.m. on Martin Luther King Jr. Day. Speaking of the Filipino Phil-Am, they are celebrating their 378th episode, Violeta. Yes, we
Kuya Bert.
So
Kuya Bert, that's almost as old as you are.
Kuya Bert, going strong. Going strong. You know?
Yeah. Love those guys. Yes.
So we've got, I have another
else?
fundraiser I want to talk to you about really quick. Yeah. I have another friend, Nasty Ness, also very warmly known here on Rainier Avenue World. Nasty Ness actually there's a fundraiser going on, and I hope that Daniel can show that really quick. And it is a crazy Pinoy heavy hoodie fundraiser that they're doing for him. And so I don't know if you can see the link that I just sent for the hoodie, Daniel. Yeah. So Ness is actually in rehab now, so he's actually out. Yeah, so this right here, if you want to support, we've got a crazy Pinoy heavy hoodie to help Ness in his recovery. So if you're interested, please do log on. This is a insert that is off of Facebook. So just go ahead and go on Facebook and put Crazy Pinoy heavy hoodie, and that should come up. So Beats for Hope. So thank you so much, Daniel, for showing that. So I've known Ness since I was 18 years old. He actually played the music for my parents' 20th 20th year wedding anniversary. And just a good friend of ours. So we're wishing him a lot of love and a lot of safe, happy, quick, fast recovery. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So, yeah. So
wrap it up.
Yeah, wraps it up. But thank you so much for being my friend and my partner in this. I hope
And I love you too, my sister friend. Yes, we can't do this without you. So thank you very much for showing up each and every week, whether we're live or not. You know, we're doing it for you. And please continue to watch every Tuesday at 2:30. We started out with every other Tuesday, right, or something like that.
Yes.
And we said, well, we can do a little bit more. Now we're trying to maybe expand to an hour, maybe, right?
Yes.
So
Yes. Who knows?
Daniel. We have to talk to Daniel about it, see if he thinks we're worthwhile.
Okay.
But yes, thank you all for being with us. Next week, to wrap up the end of the month, I think we need to talk about Lunar New Year.
Yes, let's do that next show.
More about what are things people are doing right now. I was talking to a friend of mine, taking fall winter stuff into their closet, just getting rid of spring summer stuff, getting rid of things. Where do you go to get rid of things?
So we need to talk about that. How to declutter your clutter. Yeah. We'll talk about that too next year. next show.
Okay.
So anyways, well, thank you, Daniel. Thank you for a successful 200 episodes.
Thank you, Daniel. Thank you, Tony Benton and the Rainier Avenue Radio World gang. Appreciate it.
We'll see you next time.
Love you.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye-bye.